I'm Sharon Bill. Welcome to my Music Theory Tuition series where I work with you step by step through the ABRSM Discovering Music Theory grades. I'll work through every single exercise and explain everything you need to know. You can access information about the books I have available to help you on my website. Go to sharonbill.com. For advert-free and longer lessons, you can become a patron at patreon.com/SharonBill. If you can give me a like, that would be super, and please do subscribe to my channel to stay updated. You can support this channel by buying me a coffee at buymeacoffee.com/SharonBill. We progress on now to page 20 of the Grade 2 Discovering Music Theory workbook, and we continue with the topic of beaming notes together, quavers and semiquavers, beaming them together. So basically we're joining the individual tails in specific ways to show each group, and generally speaking we show each new crotchet beat. However, we can show multiple beats in one group when it's just quavers alone in the main, apart from one time signature. Let's look at these exceptions to the rule. So we can have quavers alone joined in a minim group's worth, and we can have just a full bar of quavers in 3/4, not if it's a mixture of quavers and semiquavers, only if it's just quavers. We can have a group of a minim's worth of quavers in 4/4 so long as it doesn't go over the middle of the bar. We can't beam over the middle part. We would have to break those. So you'd have those together and those together, not there. The one exception to the rule when it comes to quavers and semiquavers is in 3/8. Basically, we can just beam everything together. Any combination of quavers and semiquavers, we can just beam all together. So there's no need to keep separating things to show each individual quaver beat. Here we can just beam everything together, and we can do that with combinations of quavers and semiquavers too. That's the one exception when we were in 3 quaver beats per bar. Finally, we generally try and show each new beat. However, when we are writing note values, it's best to avoid using a tie. We just use dots wherever possible. Of course, sometimes it won't be possible because the note values won't work with a dot, but as far as possible, with note values, it's best not to use a tie unless there's no other option. So just a little bit of a regroup of, pardon the pun, of the revision for beaming notes together here. And so we get a little opportunity to test our knowledge on exercise 2. It's worth noticing here actually, sometimes when we beam notes together, we have to break the rule of which way the stem goes, because technically here, this note is above the middle line and that should be stemmed down, but here it's kind of outvoted in a number of ways. We need to beam them together, so that overrides the stem rule. And here we have 2 notes that require the stem to go up against 1 note with the stem to come down, so it's outvoted 2-1. And it's also outvoted in the sense of this is only really 1 step away from the middle line, so it's only just outside of being stemmed down, whereas this one is 5 steps away, and so this definitely requires it more stem up than this one, so it's outvoted on that count as well. And we beam together to show each new beat in a group, apart from these exceptions, and the same rule applies for triplets as well. So let's just look at exercise 2. And we've got to show if these are grouped correctly or not. So we have a time signature of 4/4, which means we've got to be careful that we don't beam over the middle of the bar. We have 4 quavers grouped together to show a minim beat, but we're not bridging over that middle of the bar, and then that's correct. And so here we have that same 4 quavers showing a minim beat. And because it's 3/4, there is no middle of the bar to worry about. So there's a minim's worth of quavers, and then there's our final crotchet beat. That's correct then, isn't it? We've not broken anything that we shouldn't do there. Now then, here we have the same again. There's a minim's worth, and we are now counting a minim beat, so that's especially appropriate, but it would be okay, whatever, we can do that. That's a minim's worth of just quavers, beat 1, beat 2, beat 3, that's correct. And so if you feel capable, I just suggest you just have a go and try and answer these and see if you think these are correct, these final exercises based upon what we've discussed so far. Let's check these through together now. So here we have 3 quavers per bar, and at first glance this seems correct because there's 1 quaver beat, but then here's a quaver beat and another quaver beat beamed together, so why would we have 1 and then 2 quaver beats? And in actual fact, if you remember, the rule is we could actually beam all of these together. So what we would get is, if we beam all of those together, semi-quavers, quaver, semi-quavers, they could go all together like that. We can just put everything together. This is the one exception, and 3 quaver beats per bar. So that's incorrect. Let's look at exercise 2E. So we need to be showing each crotchet beat. We've got a combination of semi-quavers and quavers. And if we just break down the maths of a crotchet beat, let's divide it into quarters. 2 semi-quavers, quarter of a beat gives us half a beat. There's the remaining half a beat. So all of that is beat 1, so they should be beamed together like this. And then there's beat 2, so that's incorrect, isn't it? Let's look at this next one. So we're in 4 crochet beats per bar, which means we can't beam over the half, beat 1, beat 2. And then here we can see we've got a minim's worth of quavers joined together. So that's okay. We've not gone over the middle part. That is 3 in the time of 2. That's a triplet. So that is also showing us 1 crochet beat. And there's our remaining crochet beats. So that is correct. We have the appropriate exception, which allows us to beam 4 quavers together. We've not gone over the middle part of the bar. These are beamed to show beat 3, there's beat 4, and that's that correct. That's correct. That's that page completed. I hope this is helpful to your studies. Please do like and subscribe to stay updated. If you'd like to support this channel, you can buy me a coffee, and for advert-free lessons, you can become a patron. Do visit my website where you'll find many resources available to help you. Visit sharonbill.com. Thanks for watching. Bye.